Yes. Oh, I had to squeeze that over. That was a loud drag right there, bro. Oh wow, we got a lot to talk about today. It's definitely um a very very interesting show today, shall I say? All right, shout out to everyone that's tuning in right now. It's your girl Leah Luki R, media exclusive, intellectual radio, iHeartRadio station, and this is juicy today. It's definitely juicy. So we got what's up, Tiff? I see you, sweetie. Welcome to the show. Um, it's a lot going on today. You know, G Herbo just got indicted, so he's in jail right now, and along with another rapper who actually got indicted as well for racketeering. All right, which was literally a day before G Herbo, and his name is Casanova two times. So he's in jail as we speak for racketeering, and then G Herbo just got indicted for um, fraud. Now I'm gonna read this because it was a lot. So normally I don't write stuff down, but he has a lot going on, and it's not looking good for my man. All right, let me let y'all know when the feds join in, all right, and start rambling around in the files and trying to see what you're doing and what you're not doing. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. So here it is. All right. So it says G Herbo was charged in wire fraud scheme along with a few members of his crew, which I will name later. G Herbo, who real name is Herbert Wright III, was charged also in identity theft. So not only is it just fraud, he also have identity theft. So it basically come up to about 14 counts that they're trying to pin on him and his friends. So it's stating that the United States District Court in Springfield, Massachusetts, along with G Herbo in the indictment is Joseph Williams, Steve Hayes Jr., Demario Scrolls, maybe pronouncing his last name wrong, and Terrence Bender. And this goes all the way back from 2016, by the way. All right. So it wasn't like it just happened today. It happened a few years ago. And now they're pretty much, the feds, they're going to have it where they're going to build a case. They're not just going to come out of nowhere. So the case wouldn't stick. So 14 counts. And we're looking at over about 1.6 million dollars in total of the fraud and the identity theft. So I don't know. They didn't really say exactly how much time he will be looking at if he is convicted, but 14 counts. It's, it's not a good look. It's really not a good look, especially when it's others that's involved. Now the question is, they're saying that G Herbo was the manager, the ringleader of all of these transactions and stuff like that. So he may get more time unless someone decides to, you know, uh, plea out or anything like that. So we won't know. Like I said, again, it's just pretty much happened as far as yesterday. So he is in jail now. He turned himself in, and of course, he is still maintaining his innocence per his representing team. So hopefully, this is not really what it is, and he just got mixed up with the wrong crowd at the wrong time. And his name was just kind of thrown in there because of. So we're hoping G Herbo. Of course, y'all know G Herbo is a Chicago rapper. He represents Chicago, and we're just hoping that it's not true. And if it is, it's like, come on, man. At some point, you have to be able to realize you chose a career where you're successfully in. Be successful in that. Lead these streets alone. Just leave the streets alone. Tiff, I see you saying free Herb. I don't know. I don't know. He turned himself in. So it's just a matter of how much, when the feds jump in, the feds pretty much got a case. They're not coming unless they with it. And y'all, as you can see, Kales is still in jail. All right. So whatever they got on them, what I believe they're gonna try to do is what they're gonna try to do is have him either plead guilty. But some people try to take it to court, but you never know what the other attorney have as far as that can, pretty much break you in a court of law. So they try to give you that out, like, look, we're gonna give you XYZ amount of years. If you plead guilty, this, then a third. Sometimes people be like, no, I'm innocent. You don't have nothing on me. And when they do that, that's when they go into court and they pull out that whammy, and now you in there stuck, and whatever the courts say and the jurors say is pretty much that's it now. Now they can sidebar in the court and have a meeting where they can be like, we're gonna go ahead and plead guilty, and they don't have to worry about going to the courts. But it just depends on how much evidence they have on G Herbo, who again, he is the one that they're really going after because they're saying that he is the one that started. He's the ringleader. He the boss. They have inboxes stating that he's the boss. He's the manager. They have a lot of stuff. And what people don't understand is with internet, It doesn't matter how much you delete. Doesn't matter how much you delete. Okay, there's always ways to get it back, especially with the internet. You have hackers, you have people that can go into the systems and retrieve a lot of stuff. That's why we tell people what you put on the internet is never truly gone. So remember that when you out there trying to, put nudes out there and delete them, when people can actually go and find them again. So be mindful of how that's gonna look when and that's what him. He thought that they can delete the inboxes and don't have to worry about being caught up. And unfortunately, I believe it's catching up with him. And because of that, he may get some time. We may not see him. It's one or two things. It was 1.6 million, so they may have it where they can seize everything he owned from bank accounts, anything that he owned, cars or anything like that. And the way it's looking, imagine what's even funny, you guys, is that the 1.6 million was more so luxury stuff like cars, trips, and pets. So 1.6 million collectively between him and the other individuals. It's a total of 8 people that's being indicted. They only named a few, but with 1.6 million, and all you have to show for it is luxury vehicles, um, pets. That's probably luxury as well, trips and stuff like that. It's like you got to be kidding me! Like you're risking your life and freedom, shall I say, for stuff that you can get. Like Herbo has money. That's what I'm saying. I don't know the man pockets. We don't know if the pandemic hurt him to the point where these things. Because again, well, we can't really too much say the pandemic because this was going back as far as 2016, and now it's really catching up to him as of 2020. So 4 years, you know, the Fed's been building this case on him. So the question is, how he got caught. Did he slip? Did someone trip? There's a lot of stuff that goes behind that, and unfortunately, we won't know until it continues to develop because, like I said, this just pretty much happened, and he just turned himself in yesterday. So we're gonna send out our prayers. Hopefully, he was just mixed in something that he shouldn't have been wrapped in, and he's able to get out of it soon because 14 counts, fraud, and identity theft. Them some time, you guys. 1.6 million. All right, y'all already know. I think it's anything over 500,000, it goes straight to Fed. So we're gonna go ahead and keep our prayers on the man, okay? Because it ain't looking good for the man. All right, so let's move forward to Pretty Ricky. So anyone knows Pretty Ricky, the group Spectacular, Baby Blue, and the fellas and all that, so Spectacular just got arrested. I don't know what's up with these celebrities today. It's like for it to be a pandemic, I always have the entertainment news. Earl, what's crazy? It's like we on the pandemic. How do we have still entertainment news? And I still have entertainment news. And it's juicy. It's damn juicy, okay? So now Spectacular goes. So let me just read it. All right. So it says Pretty Ricky Spectacular has been arrested for assaulting Disney worker. A Disney worker, y'all. But check out this and why. All right, this happened on Sunday. Spectacular was arrested for hitting the Disney employee, right? Police are saying while waiting in line to go through Animal Kingdom. You heard it, Animal Kingdom, okay? Spectacular gave off a fake sneeze and then shouted coronavirus. The worker asked him to leave, asked him twice to be exact, and Spectacular said no, and then he hit him. Are you kidding me? Like this coronavirus is already as serious as you can imagine. Okay, people is literally dying with this virus, and you're in line to go through Animal Kingdom, you guys. Okay, and then you yell and you sneeze and then you yell out coronavirus. Come on now, come on now. That is a serious thing, and in some places they will even have you arrested because of that. It's what they say is terrorism. All right. So you guys out there that want to go and do silly stuff and yell out, coronavirus, you will get arrested and you will be charged for terrorism. Think about it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So now he's in jail. Imagine he's very successful. And if you haven't, been following the group itself, they outside of being on Love and Hip Hop, if you go further back, Baby Blue was actually also indicted on charges of fraud with the PPE. All right, so he got over. I think his was a little bit more. He got about a few millions up out of that, which is giving everybody all these false forms to do the PPE, and then he get his collection of it or whatever, and that wind up hurting him even more. So now he's looking at life in prison if actually convicted. So it's like y'all taking this innocent money and then you're using it and then you're getting caught, and then it's like, how can you prove that you didn't do it when, in fact, your name is all over it? You don't think these people gonna drop a dime? They ain't trying to go to jail. They trying to stay out of jail. So if I can prove that you was the one who put me on to this, I'm going after you. And by his name being attached to so many different documents for the PPE, they pretty much have a solid case on him. And again, if found guilty, he's looking at life in prison. And it's just crazy. Like all these artists that we've known and like their music may all be coming to us at a very abrupt end quickly. And it's like for what? For the money. G Herbo, I don't really understand why he would do that, considering he's very successful. Now, as far as the people that's around him, again, like I said, maybe it could be the individuals that is in his camp that pretty much got him in trouble, because you know how that go. People do things and you wind up getting mixed in and not even know what's going on. We're hoping it's more so that direction than he actually have some knowledge of it. And but again, the inboxes prove that he did. And we did, and I keep saying the inbox. So I read that there was a young lady that he was trying to also pretty much get the identity from, and she was a little skeptical and things like that. So he reached out to one of his colleagues, as we would say, to kind of speed up the process, kind of make her a little bit unweary and things like that. And that's where the inbox is coming from. So basically, he's leaving his own trail, and because of that, that's what got him pretty much popped, because now he has evidence against him stating that you did it. So we hopefully if it does come out, he's able to make a plea. Maybe he won't do as much time, and if any, most of it will be fines. Like, okay, you got 1.6 million. You need to pay that back, of course, and then whatever the people who are that he got the identity from, he probably have to award them some money as well. So we don't know, and hopefully he has it. If not, at the end of the day, you guys, it's just not looking good. All right, so we're hoping that he come out and not being involved in it, and if so, then you pretty much put out what you do, and if you get caught, then y'all know how it is. You reap what you sow. So we hopefully that's not gonna be a problem. But we'll come back to him. Let's go into the stimulus check. Now, a lot of people, normally when I was on the show, if you guys follow me, I discussed a lot of stuff with the stimulus checks. When we may get them, how much they're going to be, who qualifies, and things like that. But this time, and we need to really discuss this because it's about to get deep. So the former, and make sure I get this correct as well. I did me some right today. So it's a $1,500 stimulus check proposal, okay, to get Americans to take the coronavirus vaccine. The former presidential candidate, United States Representative John Delaney, Democrat, is saying that if 75% of the country is vaccinated, then the faster of the end of the COVID. Question. Let's go. And Earl, I gotta ask you too, because it affects us all. So what they're trying to do basically is, I want to say bribe. That's the word I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use the word bribe. They know that the country is hurting. They know that we need money. They know that we need to do whatever it is that we can to survive, because right now financially we're hurting. All right, they're no longer talking about when we're gonna get the stimulus. They're definitely not talking about how much. They're not speaking on um, when the time frame. Now, I know Joe Biden, president elect, is saying that he's definitely going to look into getting us a standalone bill. And if you guys don't know, and I'll get back into the $1,500. If you guys don't know what the standalone bill is, it's basically it's a breaking down of how they're going to do it. And if they want, they can give a standalone bill that'll be strictly for the stimulus check. They can have a standalone bill that'll be strictly for the small business. So basically, it's like pieces of a bill that's only going to go out to those who need it the most. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, so this is an urgent, so we're going to go ahead and get the stimulus check out. The unemployment, we're going to go ahead and get. So these are all like little bills, and then they'll still come together and do a collective bill, but that will probably exclude the stimulus check. Now, I believe that we should be on 2 or 3, maybe 4, right, stimulus checks right now, but what what can I say? All right. So with that being said, you're looking at, we're going to get a $1,500 stimulus check, and I think it's going to be a bribe. We already know that it takes 5 years to have an actual legit vaccine. All right, let's keep it 100. 5 years. It's only been not even a whole year, and they have one. So what they're doing, if you haven't seen on TV, they even promote it on television and stating that come and take the test as a test. Okay, you'll pretty much be what they call it. I don't care what nobody says, a test dummy, because they don't know how it actually work. So instead, they're just trying to be like, hey, if you come in and take this vaccine, we'll pay you. And with his proposal, it's gonna be like, okay, those that need help financially, if you're on unemployment or if you're on any government assistance, I believe they're gonna dangle that over your head, like, okay, your benefits for assistance will stop if you don't have this vaccine, right? Or you can't work if you don't have this vaccine because they already have the cards out. So, Earl, have you noticed or have you seen they have a card out that's strictly for those who have been vaccinated? You have to have this card, and then that will probably be one of them. You can't travel, you know what I'm saying, unless you have this card proving that you've been vaccinated. Yeah, so they already have it where they're gonna make it extremely hard for those who said, "No, I'm not taking it. I'm not gonna take it. You can't make me take it." But see, unfortunately, if you in a situation where you're getting uh, some assistance of any kind, then you'll probably lose it because you're deciding to not take the vaccine, or if you're working at a facility that requires you, or maybe don't require you, but you have to have it on paper, then again that may affect you as well. Stimulus packages and stimulus checks, that may also affect you as well if you don't take it, because that's, I believe they're going to force it. I don't think they're going to ask nicely. Lori Lightfoot was over there yesterday, if not this morning, again reiterating, stating that she will also take it, and that she wants to educate those on the virus, I mean on the vaccine, and why you should take it. But yet what you're telling me is you're finna inject me with the virus. It's just like the flu shot. They inject you with the flu. Period. That's why a lot of people get sick and then your body have to fight it. So now they're gonna inject you with the vaccine of the coronavirus. Mind you, the strains change. I think we're at what, 8 different strains right now of this coronavirus. So if they inject you with it, you may have different side effects to it. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you want to prevent us from continuing to have the COVID, right? And you want to minimize it until eventually it's completely gone. But how can you do that when you're not quite sure? Which is why they're asking people to come and volunteer, by the way, to take the vaccine. And now he's proposing, and if we give you $1,500, will you take, you'll take the vaccine. So you're probably, you know, the Americans need money, right? So that's the best way you can get it, is to bribe us to come down there for 1,500, not the $1,200. Now that may be different. It may be something separate. Like we'll give you $1,500 to take the vaccine, and it has still nothing to do with the stimulus package. You get what I'm saying? Even though here they're claiming that that's what it is, but if y'all can't even do it, if y'all can't even come with like Mnuchin, who's the majority Senate in Republican, and then you have Pelosi, who's the majority Senate leader for the Democrats, y'all can't even come close to even giving us a package before the presidential election, and now President 45, he ain't even trying to talk about it no more. He pretty much done with it. He's upset. He's having his moment. And Biden is already like, hey, look, we can come up with a stimulus package. But I think at this point, they still have $300 billion that they have not even yet used from the previous CARES Act back in what, April or whatever, when it first kicked off. So you still got $300 billion that you can ask whatever it is you're trying to give us now. So then, hey, because at this point, what y'all doing with this 300 billion? Am I right? What are y'all doing with it? You're not even putting it nowhere. At least that 300 billion could be a temporary financial, and then you guys can still try to get this 2 point. So they trying to get a 2.2 trillion. This is what Pelosi is trying to get, and Mnuchin is like, no, he wants something that's a little lower, maybe like 1.2, 1.3 trillion, and they're bumping heads over that little amount right there in between. So if that is the case, how is it that you care about the people when you're not even trying to give the people the money to even move forward? Then you closing us back down, so you have the small businesses that's not even able to continue on because they have to have outside heating, and the outside heating, unfortunately, okay, is not equipped for every restaurant. All right. And then again, that takes money to get because you need the tent and you need to heat it. So now you're looking at more bills, and yet they're not trying to give out any financial help. So I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Are you trying? Is that money really worth it? Earl, $1,500. Is it worth it? Earl said your life. He don't think so. I don't know if y'all can hear Earl. He ain't got the mic on. But the thing is, they're dangling $1,500. That's what they're saying. And I believe if that, don't get it twisted, you are gambling with your life because you don't know how that strain will react, especially those that have underlying conditions. So you're basically giving me something that's already killing people, right? And you giving me a vaccine for it, but yet you don't even know how this vaccine is going to react to my body and whatever I'm trying to do, whether I'm asymptomatic or not, you don't know. And that's why they're trying to dangle 1,500 because they looking like you ain't got no money right now. I bet you can use this $1,500. So if I give you this $1,500, you have to take this vaccine. Come on now. And then I believe they're gonna even try to make it mandatory, almost like the flu. But after a while, I believe it'll be an option versus something that you have to do at this exact moment. So it's just a lot going on, and I want you guys to really understand if you're able to figure out or find out, or if I can even find out what's in this vaccine, I'll definitely let you guys know. I'm not sure if they're gonna have restrictions towards the doctors. So the doctors they may even be obligated to have you guys take it, even of course they have to take it because they're in healthcare. But I figured let them take it first. I mean, if they do good, maybe, because they have to take it. It's mandatory. Those that's in the healthcare field, unfortunately, is going to have to take this vaccine because they have to be immune so we can move forward. But I don't know. I don't know. I think it's really poor judgment that you would dangle money over the American's head, who, of course, at this moment is in very need of financial help, and in order for them to get it, they got to risk their life. That's the only thing I'm not feeling. I'm not really feeling that, and that's really jacked up. So I see you guys coming in with some comments. All right, so Jasmine Davis, you say Obama say he might take his vaccine on television, but who's to say it's the actual vaccine? I like that. I believe that a lot of people may say that's of statue. Maybe like yeah, I took the vaccine, but again, how would we really know that you actually took it? Because technically you're still protected by the HIPAA law, unless you just verbally tell somebody like, "Yeah, I took it." So if I don't have proof that you took it, you can say anything to me. $1,500 is a lot of money for those who don't have steady income. And then you got to remember, by the end of this year, the unemployment benefits is gone, eviction is going back into play. It's a lot of stuff that's gonna, push people to be like, "All right, man, I'll just go ahead and take this vaccine for this $1,500." I believe that's what it's gonna come to because they're not trying like the Senate. They're not trying to come to an agreement or understanding in order for everybody to get this money. So now they're looking like, well, let's just dangle it over their heads. We know that they need it, and then they're gonna have no choice, and then they're just going ahead and take the vaccine, and at least he'll get his 75%, and then that's supposed to help minimize the rise of COVID-19. I still think it's just unfair. Why are you playing with people's lives like that for some money that you know people need already? This didn't have nothing before you even had the vaccine, and you knew that there was um COVID back in December. Y'all already working on the vaccine. How you working on something you didn't even know you had that was out there? So that's why I say a lot of this is all money. It's all money. It's all control, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to control the Americans and allow them to feel as though you can't move forward in your life comfortably unless you take this vaccine. It's almost like a casualty of war. You may win, you may lose. You know what I'm saying? In other words, some may get well, some may not. So now you're looking at you're putting my life on the line so you can prove to see if this vaccine works. Because they can't really use it on animals. You know what I'm saying? Like no normally they'll use animals for test studies, but because it's not really affecting the animals like that, you get what I'm saying? You can't use them. So you have to use a human subject. And unfortunately, we'll be the ones that play that part. So I don't know, you guys, what do you think? I mean, are you gonna take it? Are you gonna kind of feel like you can get through it, your immune system good? And if that is the case, you guys, and we are forced to take it at some point, get your immune system up. Get it up. Get it up as high as you can get it up. Get with your doctor. Make sure your cholesterol levels is at where it's supposed to be. Make sure your health is at a point where if you have to take this this vaccine, you will be okay because it's definitely going to attack the immune system because that's what the virus does. So just remember, you're taking a trait of this virus. You're taking a trait of it. Now the difference is, or the messed up part is, shall I say, it already mutated. Remember they were talking about we in a different strain of it now. It's already been mutated, and they're not really talking too much more on the mutation of it. Is it still mutating? Is it higher? Is it? They're not talking about it no more, right? So if it is, and you take this vaccine, like I said, it is already mutated. I know they said 8 times. I don't know if it's any more, but 8 times it mutated. So therefore, for each virus that you're trying to give me, what are you giving me, and which strain is it attacking? Remember, it's eight. So back then they was getting it for the first strain when it first hit, right? So now over the course of the time, it went into a whole nother strain. Remember, it mutated. Okay. So now what strain are you giving me? Because it may not affect me at all, or it may make me worse because you're giving me an older strain versus it mutated. All right. So remember all that when you get with your doctors, if you're able to get with them, let them know. Marlon, you say they don't know just one of those things. Exactly. they it's all a guess to them because they have no true idea. And just like with the flu shot, a lot of people don't take the flu shot. And let's be clear, people. Flu shots or anything that's medicine wise is money. So just imagine millions or even billions of people going in there like, I don't want to take the flu shot. It's money because there's so much money that they put in to these vaccines. You get what I'm saying? That's a lot of testing. That's a lot of each year you have to. It's not the same stuff. It's not the same flu shot. They have to continue because if like your body would get immune to it. That's just like with medicine. If you keep taking the same stuff over and over, your body get immune to it. Don't you understand? Every time you take this flu shot, every year you get sick. Am I right? Every year you take this flu shot and you get sick every year, which means it's another strand of this flu shot. They're trying to see, what can they do. At the end of the day, you still kind of test dummy a little bit. You feel me? Because every time you take this flu shot, you still get sick. How? How am I constantly getting sick over something that I take every year? Think about it. So now it's the same thing with this vaccine. So you're gonna take it. You already know, and you should know, and to be prepared, you're gonna be sick because again, they don't know what strand you're immune to. They don't know if you take this, they don't know. So because they don't know, they're gonna put this $1,500 right over your head so you can go ahead and be a test done. That's just what it is. All right, Martin, hold on. You saying something? All right, you said they will be giving you the original strand. All right, that's what I just said. And you said the mutation is the virus adapting. You said the mutations are less dangerous because the virus begins to understand that the host is dying from it being deadly. That's not good. That's not good either, bro. That's even worse. That's even worse. And then you said the virus needs you alive in order for it to live. That's why it mutates. It's evolving. Exactly, but it's still not good. It's already then evolved 8 different up to 8 strands. That's what I'm saying. It already then done it. And I get it. What you're saying is that it need a host, which is us. We're the host. We're the ones that have to see because your body has to again fight the virus. That's the purpose of them trying to make sure that your immune system is up to par so you'll be able to fight it off. But still, you giving me an old strand. You give me the let's say you giving me the first version of it. Although now we're into like 7, 8, 9, maybe more. But they don't even know if it's gonna work or not. And see, that's my biggest problem. You're actually risking people's lives. You don't even know as a scientist. Again, that's probably because it's rushed because of the fatalities that's happening. It's a rushed situation, and because it's like I said, it takes 5 years. Anyone will tell you, any scientist that's out there, they will tell you it takes a good 5 years to test an actual vaccine. Bottom line, you can read it, you can Google it, it's out there. In our case, because of it being so massive, you're looking at a couple of months. Well, I won't say you're almost looking at about a year because we're coming up on December again. So you're looking at close to a year of a vaccine that they're trying to push quickly. And in this case, they're not doing it in a sense where it makes sense. They're doing it now where it's have to be monetary. So if you want to do this and do this and live your life like that, $1,500. If not, we're gonna go on. We're basically gonna screw you in the end because you're not doing you're not complying. So since you're not doing that, we're gonna cut off your government assistance. You get what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with that? They're definitely about to go here because they already know Americans is like, we're not taking it. We're not gonna do it. You can't make me take it. I'm not gonna. And because of that way of thinking, they're like, we're gonna go ahead, right, and take away the stuff that you need to survive, and now you ain't gonna have nothing until you comply with whatever CDC or whatever guidelines they come up with in order for you to do that. That's where it's gonna be tricky because again, what do you do for those that have those that got cancer or lupus or something that's life threatening. You know what I mean? You can't just play with them like that. And those could be the ones that is why they don't take the flu shot, or those are the ones that probably don't take something that will damage their immune system even more, or weaken it, shall I say, even more. You have to look at that. HIV patients and stuff like that. Those are the ones who's really at high risk. Those that have asthma, anything that has an underlying condition, that risk factor is higher. You understand what I'm saying? So if that is the case, maybe those as diabetic, we don't know, and they're not saying anything about that. They're not saying like those that has underlying conditions that they'll be able to either be excluded. It's so much, and I'm really curious to know what is it that they're gonna do for those individuals that have those long term illnesses that is not curable. You know what I mean? Because again, all medicine will have side effects. We already know that. You could take ibuprofen and have a side effect. You take regular medicine and have a side effect. So my thing is, what is it that they're gonna do for those that have those severe cases that's not curable, that may be a little bit offset it? And then you got to remember, if they're on all this other medicine, right, for their underlying condition, then you're giving them this vaccine over here. Is it gonna mesh well? Is it gonna hurt them even more? They're not thinking about that. Not once have I even heard them say that when they're doing all these, commercials or out here doing proposals. They're not saying none of that, and that's my biggest problem. Marlon, you are. I'm trying to, I'm trying to read all of it. All right, so Marlon, you say they have it. They have to. It's not gonna get better if it's ignored. Life is full of choices. I know people that have children that cannot leave the home. They will die from the virus. Asthma patients don't stand a chance. Thank you. Why would you say it like that? And I was playing. And then you say you can't isolate them forever, so diabetes as well. But that's my point. We understand that all of the underlying conditions. We get that. We're not excluding that. But if you're giving us a vaccine, you also have to have in play what you're gonna do for those that have those illnesses. You can't ignore the illnesses. You see, like Earl, I can't ignore if you are stage 4 cancer patient. I can't ignore that because the medicine that you want, along with the chemo, and then you giving me a vaccine. Come on, man, you gonna put me in my grave early. I'm already, what I'm saying, trying to fight the stage 4, right? And I'm just giving examples. Earl don't have stage 4. I'm just because I did do that all at once. I don't want y'all, calling the show and hitting him up on his social medias and stuff. Earl is fine, but I was just giving an example of something that's extremely serious, and then you're pumping me because, mind you, my cousin has stage 4, so he's taking a lot of medicine to prevent it. You know what I'm saying? From symptoms getting even worse. Okay, he's trying to go into the remission, and then you give him this virus. It may throw his medicine all off. It may get him sicker. The sales is already low, so it's like, come on, man. But they're not talking about it. See, Martin, my thing is they're not talking about it. They're not reassuring people that, hey, if you have this underlying condition, this, that, and the third. You understand what I'm saying? They're not doing that. So instead, it's like, take this $1,500. That's not fair. You dangling stuff that's over our heads that the American people need, which is financial help. That's my biggest thing. The virus is gonna be the virus. The vaccine is gonna be the vaccine. We get that. We grown. We understand. But when you dangling something that's needed for us to keep moving, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's just like, I know you homeless out there, but I got this 1 bedroom that I can give you, and I dangle it over your head. Or I know you hungry, and I know I got all this food over here, and I dangle it over your head. What is the purpose of you dangling something that is needed? But the vaccine, I get it. They're saying that's also needed. But again, we're almost into a whole nother year, and we only have one check. So you giving us another what, $1,500? It's already gone. It's already gone. The unemployment benefits is going to end at the end of the year. If not, I believe it's December 20th, if not the 31st, right? So those that's getting that, not all of it, just the additional 300, I believe, that they approved, right? So that's going to stop. We don't know when that's going to come back up because they don't have a stimulus package. Not a check, you guys. I'm talking about the package. So if you don't have the package, then what is it that you're supposed to do then? You're not giving us standalone bills, which I already broke down what those are. Even if they started off with that. And I can actually lie. I mean, don't lie. 45 even mentioned them doing it that way. Just give us a standalone bill that's strictly for small businesses and the unemployment benefits as well as the stimulus check. Those would have been standalone bills. And then they still could have went and worked on doing an actual package, but that didn't work. So you know how they go. Uh, Marley, you said human survival instincts should take that PPP, maybe, but you got to remember they cracking down on the people. A lot of people been, going to jail. I mean, come on now. That's they finding y'all. They coming. Even those that's doing the unemployment scheme. Hey, they coming at y'all too. So stop doing this stuff. They sitting in the crib now, ain't got nothing to do because ain't no stimulus packages. So now they going back over everything. And then it's even more crazy. Those that were supposed to get like those small businesses, they were supposed to get those PPPs or PPE, whatever, they wind up giving it to bigger corporations. 45. He's in so much trouble. It cannot wait till he's no longer in the office because he needs to get whatever it is that he's supposed to get. But my thing is, you guys, be careful. Okay, pay attention to what y'all doing, and then I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know if you can get with your doctor and discuss some stuff pertaining to what I'm saying, maybe getting around it. I don't know if you'll be able to get out of it. I mean, we don't really know. Again, all of this is just in the whim, and it's only a proposal. So let's just be clear: it's not granted yet. Um, he is proposing that in order to get the $1,500 stimulus check. This is his proposal. It has nothing to really do with Pelosi or Mnuchin. Okay, those are the ones that's going into the negotiation. Now I heard Mnuchin is coming up with like 6 or 7 different proposals that don't have nothing to do with what him and Pelosi is going through. But this is something different that he's proposing. Again, we have no idea when a second stimulus check is even going to come around. I still believe we should be on our fourth one, considering they still locked down. But I think by 2021, maybe mid-year after the winter breaks, we get into spring, we may get into some situations where we may get out of this COVID-19 again, and that'll be because of the vaccine. So let me know what y'all actually gonna do. Are y'all gonna be mandated to the point where you're like, I'm gonna take it, or you guys gonna get into your own business? Because that's what's gonna be left. You either gonna take this vaccine over here and still work, or you're gonna go out on your own and become an entrepreneur and don't have to worry about taking it. And again, traveling, those that travel, I'm quick to catch a flight. You may need this card in addition to your boarding pass and stuff like that. You understand? So I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know, you guys. I like to travel, so I'm on the fence. I'm definitely on the fence. I don't really know what I would do. Everybody have underlying conditions, and that's one thing I really want people to focus on and pay attention to is how you will be if you took this vaccine. Again, remember how the flu also make you sick. So you guys got to think about that. You need to understand that and try to figure out if it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? In your life, you know, uh, us over here, at Intellectual Radio, we're not saying you should take it. You have to take it. You're your own boss. Be your own judgment when it comes up, like when it's actually out and it's in the hospitals and it's everywhere. You have to determine if that's something that's worth your life, if it's that serious. So we don't know, like I said, too much about it. It's still just out in the works. Marty, you say you smoke cigarettes. I don't think I can quit quick enough. Sign me up. I want to be responsible for my own lung death. Y'all, for y'all who's trying to understand who this fool is, Marlon, comedian Spider, he was on the show, friends of the show, as well as a longtime friend of mine. And I know y'all reading his comments that's on my Facebook Live right now. And some of the stuff he's saying is funny, but it's also, I understand where he's coming from as well. But he has a point. I want to be responsible for my own death. I don't want you to determine how I go out. Ain't that right? And in this case, you guys, they're trying to, I don't know. I say we let 75% of other people, right? You feel me? Take it, and then we be the ones that wait. That's what I'm thinking. They're saying, oh, hey, look, I'll reread it. He said he needs 75% of the country to be vaccinated, and then that'll be the faster way to end the COVID. I say, I say we let that 75% go first, and then we could trickle in later. All right, Brandy said 2 words: Tuskegee experiment. Exactly. Exactly. I'm not trying to be an experiment, and it's crazy to live and go through a pandemic like this, and it's as major as it is, and they still don't have a clue. Again, wonder why? Because it's only been a year. You're not gonna know about a vaccine within a year. Earl, we in the wrong business. I think all of us that's chiming on right now, we in the wrong business. We need to find vaccines that we can just put together in a minute because that's exactly what they're doing, and they don't have anyone to test. Remember, I don't know if y'all ever paid attention to that, but normally when they do, like I said earlier, vaccines and testing, they do it on animals, which I don't like. I hate that, but it's easy. But because the animals are not affected, you can't do it on them. So you have to do it on a human. And unfortunately, they don't know which way to go. They don't know if they should do it on someone that's sick, right? If they should do it on someone that's not sick, because that's what the whole purpose of them doing tests. Can you come in? It's all on commercial. They have this one commercial that says a hero need a hero, and it's with the nurse. So basically the nurse is saying she's doing her part for us to do our part, which is come in and get tested as a trial basis. You got me messed up, bro. I'm gonna wait for that 75% to do it though, and then if I see it ain't more deaths, okay. If it's minimal or if none any, then I might just go on and do it. And I need to make sure y'all have everyone tested, whether you have a long term condition, short term condition. No, I need all of them tested, right? So then you'll know who gets sicker. And if that is the case, and that's how you go about it, then maybe I'll slide and take the vaccine. Other than that, I'm not gonna be the first one. I don't care how much money you offer. And I'm not just saying it because I'm an essential worker. I'm just saying it because at the end of the day, I want to live. I'm 42. I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to do. And I can't do that if you take my life away. All right. Marlon, you said stock market. Now, what I'm thinking is if you guys haven't already done so, you definitely need to get into the stocks. I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna go back up. Right now, it's crashing here, it's crashing there, but it's not as bad. Get into the pharmaceuticals, get into the cannabis. You know, get into it because you never know um, as they continue to tweak. These dispensaries and stuff like that. You never know what it offset. So again, get into it, learn about it. They got a lot of different apps where you can kind of learn what is what and what's a good. And then they tell you what's a good one to buy, sell, what's trade. It pretty much gets as detailed. I Google a lot of the stock markets as well, so I have a lot of them as well. I think I'm up to like 15 or 16 stocks that I'm actually invested in, and I keep going. So try to figure it out, you guys. It's different ways, but you have to take advantage of something and don't just sit there. Marty said yes, they passed the federal law today. My penny stocks is fine. There you have it. Earl, you got some stocks? Come on, man. I'm telling you, and then it don't even like Robinhood is a pretty decent one. It's definitely for beginners. It's definitely for beginners. It's pretty much cutthroat to tell you right then and there what's a good one. It goes down to the bottom and it gives you understanding of what it is that you're buying into, what they do, how long they've been up and out, stuff like that. And then it'll tell you on the algorithms a little bit further up. It'll say, hey, sell it, don't buy it, trade it, and stuff like that, or buy it. So it gives you a little details for you to understand a little bit more. You can do half, you can do a whole. So if it's $60, you pay $60, or you can put just so much in. You can put $1, $2 in. Do like half of a trade, but something's better than nothing. That's all I'm saying. Get into it, learn how to do it, and you'll be winning. I'm trying to say it don't hurt. It's only a couple of bucks. You'll be all right. It's better than anything. You know what I'm saying? And get you some policies up. Get yourself together. And Marlon is giving out free links to give some free stocks as well as me. So if you guys want, you get one from him, get one from me. We'll throw the links up after the show, of course, if you haven't already invested. Marlon, don't be taking away my free customers right now. No, but it's all good. We're trying to share and make sure all of us understand what's going on. Be safe when it comes to these vaccines. Try not to just jump into it for the money. It's not that serious. Wait. Me and Earl, we're gonna wait for that 75%. Okay, we're gonna wait, and when we hear it on the news that they got 75% of the country vaccinated, then what are we gonna go right in on the 80th on the 80th person? What we're gonna go in? It's just gonna be a little later though. Oh, we gonna be here. We ain't they ain't gonna nuke us or nothing like that. But we definitely gonna be here. But I believe we should go ahead and allow them. And I believe when it get up to 80% of the country, then maybe me and Earl will probably go on and do. We'll be like the 82% or something like that. I'm not gonna jump. I'm definitely not gonna be the first one. I don't care how much money it is. It's not enough money. I don't care if they offer y'all know how y'all get with the memes. If they offer $1 million, would you take the vaccine? It's more than that, you guys. Your life is at stake with this. You can give me $1 million and then I can take the vaccine and croak. You know what I'm saying later. So we're not gonna rush into that. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna let the world do what the world do, and we're gonna take our time as we slowly, walk into those them doors to get our vaccinations. Marlon, you said love your show, keep doing your thing. Hey man, appreciate you, man. Love you so much. Again, y'all, comedian Spider, check him out. Definitely follow him. He's crazy. I hate that we on this lockdown. We can't see as much of the talent that is in Chicago when it comes to the comedians. But again, if we open up next year, just know I have a huge, huge surprise. Martin, I don't know if you remember what we talked about on the show, but don't say it on here because we don't want nobody to take the idea. But we'll talk about it off the air. But if that is the case, yeah, it's going to be a beautiful birthday if they open us up. All right, so we're not going to trip on that. But other than that, you guys, we still got a few more minutes. I'm not going to walk away. But next week on the show, we're going to talk about cannabis. Is that all right with you? What? What they do? What they do? During my show, he said they just decriminalized it, marijuana, the federal government, just now, 8 minutes ago, on my show. On my show. Why they got to do it on my show? All right. But yeah, well, hey, at the end of the day, they'll be on the show. Hopefully everything works out. I know he travels back and forth, but I want to educate you guys on the dispensaries and the way that they, actually put the it ain't really all wheat. It's just a lot. It's a lot that goes into it. So hopefully you guys tune into the show. I'll definitely promote it out and let you know which show he'll actually be on, and he's gonna give us some insight on dispensary and of course the cannabis lifestyle. And he has a few of them. He's definitely in different cities and he travels back and forth doing his thing. He's been on television, everything. I'm not gonna drop the name just yet because I don't know when he's gonna be on. But just know we're gonna definitely get into cannabis on this show sooner than later. And I know all my 420s is definitely going to chime in because why wouldn't you want to know how to definitely profit from it as well? It's all about the education. And again, intellectual radio, we definitely try to feed your brain. And that's one thing we could do, especially by it being such a big thing out here now with this whole dispensaries and making profit from it. And then he's going to tell us how you can be involved in it legally. Okay, how y'all able to put the THC in it. That's the amount that's legal versus, of course, the amount that everybody else putting in because they just want you zooted and booted. So stay tuned for that. That's an educational show right there. Yeah. So y'all want to tune in from that? I'll let y'all know when, and we can definitely have have our moments, shall I say, in there. And no one's on the show is gonna be zooted and booted. Absolutely not. We're definitely just gonna have this as an informational day. And those that's gonna tune in, which is you guys, my co-host, if you have any questions while he's here, we're definitely gonna drop that information and let us know what you need to know and why he's here. Answer all of your questions pertaining to how he got into the business. How profitable is it? Is it even worth it? And then what he can expect in his, own theory later down the line, is it still going to be marketable and is it still going to be as in high demand? Now, we already know those who smoke or those who do edibles or whatever the case may be do it for recreational. But in my case, I'm trying to show you guys how to build an empire legit as well as profit. So if I can, tell you guys how to do it before other companies try to take from up under you guys do it for, before this even was legalized or whatever, then you have to find a way of making it work that's beneficial, especially if you can do it and it's profitable. Make sense? I agree. So that being said, good people, I will see you guys next Friday. Um, let y'all know if we have someone on the show. Other than that, I always have you guys, which is why I love you guys. So thank you for rocking with me. It's a Friday. What can I say? It's media exclusive. Of course, I'm your girl, Leah Luke R. Earl is over there on the side. You can't see him right now, but he's over there with the boards. Love him to death. Marcus, Ali, he couldn't be with me today, but he's here in spirit. Love you, dude. See you soon. And again, rock with me next radio.com, our radio station, media exclusive, 1 p.m. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I love y'all, man. Stay prayed up. See y'all when I see y'all. Ain't no coming down, I'm so fly forever high. Ain't no coming down, I'm so fly forever high. Ain't no coming down.